Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I served this country. I didn't swear an oath to a man. I didn't swear an oath to a party. I swore an oath to the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So when a president starts acting like a dictator, this isn't a political question for veterans. It's an oath question. Stay tuned for more. Veterans understand power in a way most civilians never will. Not because we crave it, but because we are trained to control it. In uniform, we learned early that authority isn't about ego. It's about responsibility, law, and most of all, restraint. We don't salute people. We salute rank, lawful orders, and the system behind them. Now, every veteran knows this truth. Power without accountability is dangerous. This is why the military has rules of engagement, the Uniform Code of Military Justice, Inspector General, court martials, a clear obligation to refuse unlawful orders. These are not inconveniences. These are supposed to be safeguards that history taught us what happens without them. Veterans have seen what happened when leaders surround themselves with yes men. When dissent is punished, when loyalty becomes more important than truth, we've seen it overseas. Strongmen, corrupt generals, governments held together by fear instead of legitimacy. And we know something uncomfortable. Those systems don't collapse suddenly. They rot slowly. Very slowly. In the military, command authority has limits. A commander cannot cancel the law, punish lawful speech, ignore courts, demand personal loyalty, declare themselves above accountability. Civilian leaders try to do those things. Veterans recognize it immediately because we're trained to. We've got one in office now. And it's clear as day, and we've got to do something. Most of us are all apolitical our whole careers. Now, out of that position of responsibility, I have a right to say something, and I should, because civilians just cannot see it as clearly as we do. We lived under a structure that had power. We understand the chain of command. We understand discipline. And because of that, we also understand when power crosses the line. The danger isn't strength. The danger is unchecked strength. Veterans don't fear strong leadership. We fear leadership that refuses oversight. And that's why oath matters. Because when power breaks the rules, the oath tells us which side we are on. What can veterans do legally and effectively? Okay. Number one, speak with credibility. When veterans speak, people listen because we live service, not slogans. As you can see, most senior officers do not get into the political arena because it's just not a place to be, because we've been raised in the military as an officer to stay out of the fray of political engagement. It's just not the way we do it, but we can and we have to now. We got to organize with other veterans, get organizations together. We've got to convince them that this is worth a fight defending. We're not a militia. We're not a threat to anybody, but this government can look at anybody a threat. So we've got to take that risk. But as citizens who understand discipline, we've got restraint, and we can do it. We've got to stand up, defend elections and institutions. We've got to volunteer, observe, protect process. So we've got to get up and get out there and do something, because as much as they want to threaten us, We are out of the military. There's nothing they can do legally to us. They think they can threaten, but we've got to stand together. When you stand as an individual, you're going to fall very quickly. But if you stand together, united, it's going to be much harder for them to do anything. We've got to reject most of all political violence. It's just not the way to be it. Violence destroys legitimacy. We can't do that. Veterans know force is a last resort and not a political tool. We know what rules of engagement are, and we can set our own as veterans here. We're not going to be carrying weapons. We're not going to be throwing rocks and doing that kind of stuff. We're going to stand there and voice ourselves, because silence from veterans is often read as approval. We cannot be doing that. Not in this stage in our history of our government. We don't give that away. We've got to hold together and voice in unity, because that silence is going to kill us. It's going to kill everybody. You got the government saying that if you're speaking out against them, oh, you're some domestic terrorist. Well, good grief. Label us all as domestic terrorists. What are you going to do? Shoot us, line us up and all shoot us? I mean, that's what a police state does, and that's what you're driving it to. We cannot have that. And you got to look at, warnings from history. A lot of countries had coups because there's been a dictatorship. Our military stands strong and will not do that. But this president is destroying the foundation of the military, making it a political tool, and is slowly cracking it. We've got to stop that, because that framework which we raised our right hand to starts to collapse from internal erosion. Now, you don't need a uniform to defend the Constitution. We don't have to do that. We all band together. We've earned that responsibility. We got to stand up and do something. This isn't left or right. It's not about that. They want to frame it as something radical, but being an American's radical? Well, we got to stand up and do something together. It's an oath versus obedience. If you served, you already know which side you are on. It's got to be a way to not be silent. We've got to stand up and know our rights. Contact members of Congress. Do something. Call them. Email them. Do whatever you can. They've got to stand up and do something, and know that there's veterans here in the tens of thousands that do not appreciate what's happening. In any case, thank you. Take care of yourselves, your family, your neighbors, your community, and most of all, love your country. Thanks for tuning in. Stay curious, stay kind, and as always, have a wonderful rowdy. Take good care of yourself and each other. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. I'll see you in the next video.